husband to work today.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I got on the news. Check it out.
While I was briefing the president on the upcoming event in the Oval Office, all of the kids who were attending that day gathered in the Rose Garden, getting ready to meet him. And we were walking out onto that beautiful, perfect colonnade. And I saw out of the corner of my eye that my son Huck was running full speed directly at the President of the United States. Being the gracious person he is, President Trump bent down to give him a big hug. And right in front of everyone, Huck sidestepped the president, completely ignoring him in front of everyone, and ran straight into my arms. For my 4-year-old son, the most powerful man in the world had nothing on his mom. But because he's
Milwaukee, baby, Milwaukee.
President Trump didn't mind at all. After all, he's a dad to 5 unbelievable kids and a grandfather to 10. And while that story is certainly a special memory for my family, it's an even greater reminder.
Man, I'm uploading the video. It's going to take a long time. It's only 4 minutes long.
Not for him, but for my kids.
And it was like 3 hours. You want a peppermint?
Under President Trump, America was safer. The world was safer. And it felt like the next generation would have a chance at the American dream. President Trump did the job that Kamala won't and Joe Biden simply can't. When we're honest, every American knows that we were so much better off under President Trump. So tonight, I don't want
things were cheaper before the pandemic.
Successful policies. While there are many, I want to talk about the man that I know. When the president hired me, I was the first mom and only the 3rd woman to ever serve as the White House press secretary.
Damn, this might be fine.
I endured relentless attacks from the left. I was insulted as a guest at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. My family was denied service and kicked out of a restaurant.
Boo.
And a parent at my 3-year-old son's preschool spit on my car. And in those moments, it was President Trump who defended me. And when an MSNBC host, the author of several books on empowering women, said I was unfit to be a mother, and another MSNBC host said I was vile, not even human, and that I should be choked. MSNBC, again.
The media talks trash these days.
Our president.
So much trash, like it's become normalized. I don't know if it used to be like that in the 90s.
You're smart. You're beautiful. You're tough, and they attack you because you're good at your job. Never let them stop fighting.
Right. See, there you go. She's good at her job.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We are Jews. Somebody's holding a sign up that says "We are Jews for Trump."
That's the Donald Trump that I know. And that's the Donald J. Trump I will always respect. The left doesn't care about empowering women. Biden and Harris can't even tell you what a woman is.
Damn, that's cold.
They only care about empowering themselves. But we have a president who believes in empowering every American and that our country is worth fighting for.
What is a woman? A woman has ovaries. A woman is born with a vagina.
For the last 4 years, Republican governors have been leading that fight and doing what Joe Biden refuses to do.
They've been hating on gay people. They over there like trying to give them transgender surgeries and stuff.
Drugs. We cut taxes to give hardworking Americans a break from Bidenflation. And we empowered parents with universal school choice across the country.
I'd be scared if my kid was gay and I lived in a Democrat state. I'd be like, y'all ain't gonna make it.
First president in my lifetime to take.
That's why there's so many people homeschooling.
And I'm proud to be the first and only governor in the country to kick communist China off our farmland and out of my state.
She said she gonna kick China out of the state. They got a bunch of foreign landowners. I don't know.
President Trump is a leader, and he's the leader our country needs. And if ever there was a doubt, earlier this week, we saw just how tough, resilient, courageous, and daring this man is, and we can't get him back in the White House fast enough.
It's like he's going against the United Nations, the UN.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not called to stand still.
Because I heard the UN is the ones that's like, ever since World War II, they're like, if there's refugees, they try to send them somewhere, you know?
We cannot know what the future holds.
But I think a lot of people just taking advantage.
The future in his hands.
Because it wasn't like that back in the 60s and 70s.
God spared President Trump from that assassin because God is not finished with him yet.
But I did hear like there was a lot of Jews that came to America like after before World War II was over, or was it before or after?
America yet either. With God as our guide and President Trump back in the White House, we will show the world that America is the place where freedom reigns and liberty will never die.
The Solari report, they uploaded a new video and it was like talking about some stuff I don't even know about. She's an insider because she was a banker.
Tonight, let us not leave here just excited about a great few days, but let us leave here energized and committed to making sure that we protect our freedom and we have the ability to pass it on to the next generation, because America is the greatest country that the world has ever known, and our kids and our grandkids deserve to enjoy it the way each of us did. And we will with President Trump back in the White House. Thank you so much. God bless the great state of Arkansas and the amazing United States of America. Thank you very much.
The United States of America, thank you.
Ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
please welcome former United States Secretary of Housing and Urban
God
Development,
bless.
Dr. Ben Carson.
Invoke some showmanship.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, Sarah Huckabee always says to me, I hate to follow you, but I think she turned the table on me tonight. I want to thank you all for being here and for being involved. Like many of you last week, I watched with horror as the events unfolded in that Pennsylvania field. I saw President Trump, a dear friend, escape death by mere inches. And my thoughts immediately turned to the book of Isaiah that says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
That's good. He's reading out of the Bible.
Well, let me tell you the weapons that they used. First, they tried to ruin his reputation, and he's more popular now than ever. And then they tried to bankrupt him, and he's got more money now than he had before. And then they tried to put him in prison, and he's freer and has made other people free with him. And then last weekend they tried to kill him, and there he is over there alive and well.
It's so obvious now.
You know, I have no doubt that God lowered a shield of protection over President Trump. And I join millions of Americans in thanksgiving for President Trump's safety. And I encourage you to join me in praying each day for his continued protection. You know, our hearts go out to the victims in the audience. Let's also pray for them and their families. These events have brought unusual clarity to the times we are living in. We have all harbored the nagging feeling that everything we love is slipping away. All you have to do is turn on the television. The free press, a pillar of any free society, has abused the public trust and resorted to lies, deception, and disinformation.
Brainwash.
They divide us along lines of race, class, and
I don't know, but Gerald Celente said he don't support Trump no more. I don't know why. He said he gave a lot of tax breaks to the rich. I don't know.
Shredding our Constitution and upending the rule of law. We have a wide open border, a broken education system, and chaos breaking out around the world. And on top of it all, we have a president who, well, if you can't say anything good, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
But ask anyone around the world, what does it mean to be an American? Most will tell you that it means unlimited opportunity. That where you begin in life doesn't dictate where you will end. That's the America I grew up in. In no other country could a poor inner city kid raised by a single mom make it to an Ivy League school, then to medical school, become a successful neurosurgeon, run for president, and eventually become a member of the president's cabinet.
True, but you got to be trying like before you graduate high school.
You know, and as a member of his cabinet, I had a chance to work closely with him. And I got to tell you, this is a man who is a gift to us as a nation. He is very gifted, he is very smart, he is very compassionate, he cares about people. And I'll tell you, the first time I met him was before either of us got into the political arena. And we were at Mar-a-Lago, and someone came up to him and said, "Mr. Trump, Rod Stewart just walked in." He said, "I don't care, this is Ben Carson." But I feel blessed that I've been able to live the American dream. But my story is moving further out of reach in America today. The lessons my mother taught me, like hard work and the value of well-rounded patriotic education and faith in God above all else, are being forced out of the public square. But we're all here today because we know we can bring these things back. By God's grace, we live in a country where the people rule. We have the power to choose the kind of nation we will be and the kind of men and women that will lead us. And today the choice could not be more clear. The most repeated phrase in the Bible is this: "Do not be afraid," or "fear not." It appears 365 times in Scripture, a reminder to live each day with faith, hope, and
Good
joy
point.
as joyful warriors for Christ.
The strongest people be faithful. They have faith and they're not afraid.
And when God is with us, nobody can stand against us. With this assurance from the Almighty, even the face of evil itself cannot shake our resolve. We will keep fighting, we will keep praying, and by the grace of God, we will save our country and re-elect President Trump together with Vice President Vance this November. And I want you to remember this. In 1831, Alexis de Tocqueville came to America to study our nation because the Europeans were fascinated. They wanted to know, how could a nation barely 50 years old already compete with them on virtually every level? So he looked at our government. He was duly impressed by our checks and balances and separation of powers. And then he looked at our business environment. He was duly impressed by how we encourage entrepreneurship and innovation. And he looked at our educational system. And he was blown away by the fact that he could find a mountain man in the middle of the woods who could read, who could tell him about the Declaration of Independence. But the thing that impressed him the most was when he went to our churches. And he heard those inspirational sermons from the pulpits that inspired a ragtag bunch of militiamen to defeat the most powerful army in the world and gave the American people a moral basis. And he concluded his 2-volume set, Democracy
Damn, that boy's smart.
with these words. He said, "America is great because America is good. And if America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. It is our job to make America good, and let's do this by re-electing President Trump so we can make America great." Thank you very much.
Yeah, they really loved that sassafras oil. They were shipping it back to Europe pronto.
Marco Rubio.
Saffron.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't say polo. Don't say polo. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. The last few days remind us that the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind is in the hands of God. We were brought to the precipice of the abyss, and by the hand of God, reminded of what truly matters in our lives and in our... This thing we do called politics, it matters. It's not unimportant. But it is our people must always matter the most in everything we do. By giving voice to everyday Americans.
That's that
President
dude
Trump
that was
has
talking
not
about
just
aliens.
transformed our party, he has inspired a movement.
Y'all think there's
A
some
movement?
aliens out there?
A movement of the people who grow our food.
No, what was they saying
Drive
on
our
the video I
trucks.
watched yesterday? Something about the
People who make our cars and build our homes. The people whose taxes fund our government. And whose children fight our wars. Americans like Corey Comparatori. He was a former fire chief and a loving husband. He was described as the best dad a girl could ever ask for. As a man of God, he loved Jesus fiercely and looked after members of his church. Corey was one of the millions of everyday Americans who make our country great. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous. The only reason why we know his name and story now is because last Saturday, he shielded his wife and daughter from an assassin's bullet and lost his life the way he lived it, a hero.
Oh, his parents are from Cuba. Why do they have to put that on the screen? I don't know. It's like
For those still wondering,
shows you how
and many watching at home,
legal immigration can lead to really good
these are
things.
the Americans who wear the red hats and
Yo,
wait
what's
for
up,
hours under a blazing
Major B,
sun
man? Yeah, I
to
remember.
hear Trump speak.
You was playing Mario Kart.
And what they want, what they ask for, it is not hateful or extreme. What they want is good jobs, lower prices. They want borders that are secure, and for those who come here to do so legally.
Yeah, Nintendo
They want to be
Switch.
safe from criminals and from terrorists. And they want for our leaders to care more about our problems here at home than about the problems of other countries far away.
He's a first generation American from Cuba.
There is absolutely nothing dangerous or anything
His
divisive
parents was from Cuba.
about putting Americans first.
Yo, thanks, Major B, man. I appreciate
Those
it.
who are offended, anyone who is offended about putting America first has forgotten what American is and what American means. American isn't the color of our skin or our ethnicity. Americans are people as diverse as humanity itself. But out of many, we are one. Because as the life story of our next Vice President, J.D. Vance, reminds us, we are all descendants of ordinary people who achieved extraordinary things. Who do we come from? We come from pioneers who ventured west to chase their dreams.
I'm part European.